During the fall of 1983 through the summer of 1984, a series of mysterious burglaries plagued the quiet communities of Meridian County. During the height of this crime spree, at least a dozen homes were struck during this time. Reports of the concerning break-ins of various residences throughout Meridian County during daylight hours caused concern and trepidation among the victims as well as those who heard about the horrifying incidents. The initial news reports started as simple police blotters in the local newspapers mentioning how some homes were infiltrated. At first, the Meridian County sheriffs showed little interest in the cases due to lack of any real items of value being taken. These cases were originally dismissed as pranks or other discourse by youths. Shortly after these crimes were committed, the sheriff's department interviewed some corroborating witnesses and was able to release a police sketch of the perpetrator. The local news made announcements to remind people to lock their windows and doors and ensuring that neighbors watched others' homes as a means of prevention and awareness. The Meridian County sheriffs were able to connect these break-ins due to the similarity of items stolen between the various residences that were broken into. The perpetrators seemed to have an asphyxiation with stealing women's clothing, children's board games, and stuffed animals. As the police investigation continued, a local homeowner arrived home early from their summer vacation with their family to find the perpetrator inside their home. These turn of events appeared to solve the malaise that had taken grip upon the area in Meridian County. The mother and her two children arrived home early from a summer vacation and found forcible entry into their home. They contacted the sheriff's department and a quick response was engaged. Upon entry, the sheriff deputies noticed a black crowbar laying on the ground in front of the door entering the home. Once inside, the deputies heard someone scurrying around the corner. The deputies approached a closet door and opened it. That is when the deputies discovered a large man cradled in the closet, dressed in women's attire, donning a man-made, eerie-looking doll mask while clutching various stuffed animals and a children's board game. Upon the perpetrator's arrest, he was identified as Philip Quantum. It was discovered after his arrest by detectives that he brutally killed both his parents inside their home after he snapped without warning. The crime scene that awaited the detectives lay preserved for many months before their discovery. It was determined by detectives that the perpetrator was a victim himself. The detectives determined the perpetrator involved was mentally challenged to a severe degree and had the mental capacity of an adolescent child with childlike tendencies and curiosities. This was the effect of many years of neglect from his parents. Philip's parents used to isolate him for many months in an attic-like room, in which Philip could not socialize normally after this due to all the solitude.
Hello, this is Professor Xavier Grant, along with my trusted colleague Dr. Laura Linaria. This is Philip Quantum, identified as the subject involved with the multiple burglaries and the murder of his parents in a small hamlet of Meridian County. He was apprehended after being found by a homeowner during a return home visit.
Yes, he was coined the Recluse by local media. He appears to suffer from severe mental illness and exhibits a very childlike maturity with bouts of incensed violence as evident by his actions.
Staff had tried to interview him, but they've been unable to ascertain anything beyond the presence he displays now.
Based on our own observations, we can conclude that his diagnosis of mental illness played a role in his overall behavior, but his actions were based upon evil.
When we began this inquest, we asked, why does evil exist? I believe we found an example of such as displayed by this subject's actions.
I concur. Our findings support that this demographic of activity and actions is the meaning of evil. Only we can refer to this also as the recluse.
Philip now resides at Riverside Mental Institution, where he is currently being psychoanalyzed by Professor Xavier Grant and Dr. Laura Linaria to determine why does evil exist.
This is Wild Future Productions, where you feel